Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today, I am feeling called to talk about something. Of course, I'm usually a lot of times talking about something that is going on in my personal life that I feel like is really important or valuable to share, any messages that come through around it. So what I wanted to talk about today is getting your footing in this new earth. I think that we all understand that we are going through energetic upgrades as a humanity, as a whole, as a species, as consciousness on this planet right now. So I think it's been looking different for everyone, but it is, from what I understand, a ton of light is starting to infiltrate the planet right now, and it is breaking things up and it's shaking things up, and it's doing a couple things. It's doing, number one, it's saying the dark is becoming darker and the light is becoming lighter, and it's not necessarily like people are becoming worse people and going to the dark side. It's more that their true heart's intention is truly exposed right now. And I think that that's very interesting because it's playing out in a lot of different ways. I'm sure you can see it in your personal life and on the world stage as well. A lot of things are playing out, and I really want to say something political, but I also really want to bite my tongue. We have been getting these signs and these messages over and over that things are not exactly as they seem. And I think that now that the light is exposing everything, we are starting to see that. So whether you continue to live in denial or whether you accept and become aware of what is going on is up to you. That's the other thing that I've been hearing a lot, is right now it's all about choices. We have free will. We can choose. So just because, our bodies might be upgrading to this new energetic frequency doesn't exactly mean that our human selves need to go. I mean, you can choose to stay in your old patterns or old things, and I feel like the universe is making it so hard to do that right now. It's making it so hard to stay the way you were, and that is for a very specific divine purpose. I just heard that is a divine purpose. And the reason why that is because as we move into this new frequency, as we move into this new earth, we cannot continue to hold on to that old earth. It's like, I started a new job recently, so it's it's like me wanting to work at this new job with all of my old job's systems. It's like, well, it doesn't work at all because it's two different things. So that comparison of, of not taking the old things into the new, and it doesn't mean that you have to totally shake up your life and everything needs to look completely different. It's just, where are you being called to shake things up? What are you seeing in your life that's not working right now? And if you are not at the evaluation stage of that is okay. I am actually kind of just getting to that stage, and the whole point of this video is talking about getting your footing. We have been shaken up over the last couple years. 2 years is an understatement. And, of course, it's our judgment whether we think that that is good or bad. It actually is neither. It's really neither. It just is. Different things have been happening, and I feel like, from my personal experience, I feel like I'm getting shaken up, and then I'm getting my footing a little bit, then I'm getting shaken up again, and I'm getting my footing a little bit. And I almost feel the most shaken up recently, and I feel like it has a lot to do with, eclipse season just started. I think there was Mercury retrogrades and all these other things that were really coming in to serve a purpose, and we're really coming in to shake things up and to really help us reformulate our lives so we live as these more enlightened spiritual beings. Lorenzo, come. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Lorenzo, come here, come here. My dog out back. So to acknowledge that we're going through a shakeup, a time of shakeup, is number one. The next thing you want to do is to then say, okay, what is it that is going to help me to get my footing? How is it that I am going to be able to move forward in this place? What feels aligned? What feels good? What feels like something that maybe I just should be doing that I haven't been doing? And you want to be constantly reevaluating. And the thought that I had the other day of myself was that it just feels exhausting. It just feels like, you know, you're getting hit from all sides. It's like, I feel like this is metaphorically, but like, I feel like I'm getting a full night's sleep, but I'm still tired. You know, I feel like, you know, I'm getting back up and I'm still being punched down, and, you know, and, it's exhausting. It's exhausting, and I don't know if anyone else is feeling that way. If you have also been feeling that way, I would love for you to leave me a little comment. I would love to feel not as alone, but it is exhausting having to continue to get back up. And I think that that is part of our mission. That is part of what we are here for. That is part of what we are here to learn, and how we are here to evolve to help humanity evolve a little bit easier. It might be a little bit harder for us. Those of us that are aware, it is going to be a little bit more difficult for us. Our journeys just in general, but you know, they don't call us light warriors for anything. We are warriors. This is our battle. This is our war, and we need to just keep that in mind and understand that God has equipped us with everything that we need to pull through this. Not exactly to pull through this, but to thrive during this time, because it's not a bad time. It is a great time. And I'm hoping that this tumultuous up and down and the feeling of having to constantly get your footing, I hope it is temporary. I am hearing that it is temporary, and that we can get to a point where we are a little bit more smoothly evolving, as opposed to just this like rapid evolution that we are going through. But who knows, you know, it may never get that crazy, but you know, as people, we just might get stronger. We just might get used to it. This is, you know, it might be, I hate to use this phrase, but it might be that new normal that has been being drilled into our heads ever since the Rona made its appearance. Coincidence? I don't think so. We are living in a new normal, and we're going to continue to live in a new normal, and we have to continue. Lorenzo! We have to continue to evolve. And now my advice for you, and what has been helping me and what has been working for me, is lots of lists. I like to write things out. I am writing things out of where I need to shake things up, what I need to be doing. And I am being kind to myself when it changes. Things are changing, things are evolving. So I'm not getting too gripped into certain things I need to be doing. So there are a few things that I want to be doing, you know, and that I am doing, but when that changes and when that gets shaken up, I'm trying to nip the stress of that in the bud as soon as it happens, you know, because it's easy to get wrapped up in the stress, and then you're like, okay, I need to release this stress. But how about when you are faced with that stress initially, you know, say you were like, okay, well, tomorrow I'm going to get up and I'm going to extend my meditation by 15 minutes. Instead of a 15-minute meditation, I'm going to do a 30-minute meditation because I feel called to spend more time in meditation. You get up the next morning and you know, you sleep in or something happens and you're not able to get that 15 minutes in. I think that it's easy for us to stress on that and fester on that and, you know, let it really, really like, you know, fester inside of you. And then it actually becomes a point of stress when really, when at that moment, when it's time for your meditation and you only have those 15 minutes, you don't have the extra 15 that you thought you would. Instead of allowing that to be a point of stress, allow it to be a point of reference, you know, allow it to be a point of, okay, of pivot. Okay, I wanted to do it today, but I can't do it this morning. Maybe I can do 15 minutes later this afternoon or tonight. I can make up for that. I can be flexible in that way. Or maybe it's just tomorrow morning, I try again. And if you're finding that you're trying to do something over and over again, and it seems like the universe is not allowing you to do it, you want to then maybe reevaluate it. Maybe you're not supposed to do it. Maybe it's supposed to look a little different. You know, are you really just charging ahead with what you think you should be doing? Or are you dropping into your heart and asking God what you should be doing, how you should be doing things? And it might look differently, and we just have to be able to ride that wave and understand that things are going to look differently. We have to continue to do the work that we have been doing all along, the work of, you know, surrender to the divine. You know, you may be like, well, this doesn't make sense. Why is God not giving me this extra time to meditate? It's extra time with him. Like, why am I not getting that? That's not the attitude. It's that, okay, you know, this is what I thought I should be doing. Let me double check. Let me drop back into my heart. Let me get quiet a little bit more and see, you know, and see if that's what it is. Maybe you don't need to spend more time in meditation. Maybe you need to take those 15 minutes that you already meditate, and maybe you need to be a little more focused during that time. You know, maybe it's not always about adding more things and doing more and more and more and piling and piling and piling this stuff onto yourself. No. First of all, release. What are you releasing? What is no longer serving you? What is part of your routine that is no longer serving you? Who's in your life that is no longer serving you? Okay? So you want to be cleaning out that stuff while simultaneously more things are coming on. Like, you know, you want to be spending more time in meditation or exercising or whatever it is. But also understand that things are not always about quantity. Sometimes it is about quality. So let's go back to the meditation example. Say you're feeling like you need to spend more time in meditation. Ask yourself, do you need to spend more time in meditation, or do you need to be working harder at focusing during the meditation time that you have? Because, like, yes, you know, there are all those sayings to get people to meditate. There's no perfect way to meditate. You know, you're going to have thoughts. All these things are true. However, 15 minutes of a focused meditation, I think, does more than 30 minutes unfocused, where you're constantly reeling in your thoughts and you're constantly reminding yourself to focus. And you're constantly, you know, having to fidget around because, like, you can't really sit there for 30 minutes. A 15-minute focused meditation sometimes is better than the 30-minute. And this is where we have to reevaluate our lives. And I think that this is, especially me personally, this is where we run into a lot of trouble, because we want someone else to tell us. We really, really want just like a little angel to appear and just say, 15 minutes of meditation is fine, or you need to focus more, you need to be doing this, or that is what you need to be doing, or reevaluate this. You know, we've been sending you signs around here. And unfortunately, it is not that straightforward. Fortunately, we are individual abundant beings, you know, infinite beings, but we have free will. And with that free will comes responsibility for ourselves. We can't have free will and not be responsible for ourselves. It's too contradictory. They are two different things, you know. You have to be responsible be responsible for yourself, because we have choices, we have free will, and the free will and the responsibility go hand in hand. It's not one or the other. You can't have one or the other. You have to do both. So I was about to say unfortunately, but not really unfortunately, we have this free will. So we have to then accept that responsibility and what comes along with that responsibility. And what comes along with that responsibility is us deciding for ourselves what we need, what is aligned for us, what is true for us, what we need to be doing. All of those questions and all of those thinking, and you're like, God, Ann, I don't have time for that. I like barely have time to brush my teeth. Reevaluate your life then. Why are you so busy? What are you so busy doing? You know, and I think it's easy. You can rattle off a million things. I could rattle off a million things of what's keeping me, you know, why you're so busy. But you need to reevaluate that. Reevaluate your life. What can I cut out? And you say, you know, I think the biggest thing that keeps people busy outside of their control is when they are parents. And, you know, when you are a parent, when your kids are little, it's one thing, but when your children start to be functioning beings, like, I don't know, 3, 4, it is time for them to start to take responsibility. And it is your job as a parent to put responsibility onto them so they learn it. So when they become an adult like us, they're not going to be like, oh my God, I have all this responsibility. Like, what's going on? And now I'm not only responsible for the functioning of my life, I'm responsible for my mind, body, and spirit. Lorenzo! Responsible for this dog barking. Get over here. Come here. Say hello to the people. This is the culprit. This is my Lorenzo. We call him Loudmouth Lorenzo, and you all can hear why. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. You know, it's not easy to get your footing, but we just have to keep trying and keep moving forward and keeping our eyes on God, because God has equipped us with everything that we will need. And it might feel daunting and it might feel stressful. However, we will get through this, and we will get through this together. And remember, you know, try to nip those stressors in the bud. You know, just because you failed at something or you didn't do something you wanted to do. Let it go. It's not that serious. It's really not. What is serious is when you don't continue to try. When you know, throw your awareness to the wind. That's serious. But, you know, we're all changing. We're all evolving. And we're all getting our footing over and over again. And don't be discouraged when you need to get your footing over and over again, because I just want to let you know that I am going through it too. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Ann, and I hope to see you next time.